Hello, folks. Welcome to Elite Weather Forecast. And Mr. G here with your weather forecast. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thursday out there and you're being safe if you're across the upper Midwest tonight, and especially down along the Gulf Coast and the lower Mississippi River Valley and through portions of the Appalachian Mountain Range. Well, we got a lot of severe weather out there tonight, both on the frozen side as well as the wet side. Very heavy thunderstorms is moving across the southern United States tonight, and those storms are expanding from East Texas all the way across the portions of the deep south here through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, through Kentucky and Tennessee, and extending all the way northward into West Virginia and in Ohio. There's even some flashes of lightning up there in our snow band into portions of southern Canada. There's a few rumbles of thunder up that way as well. But again, all of our eyes are down to the south here where we're looking at our severe weather threat, and we're seeing a lot of tornadoes with this weather. Some very large tornadoes have been reported at least EF2. We're seeing large hail, some good 2-inch diameter hail, so some very large hail that's falling, some damaging winds, of course. Some of those winds have hit 80 miles per hour, very heavy rain, 2 or 3 inches of rain to be exact, and some flash flooding concerns have been a problem out there. And then another storm up to the north through the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest here through Wisconsin and Iowa, where we're seeing at least a foot of snow through Milwaukee and through Madison. So southern Iowa as well as southeastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northern with Illinois. I keep wanting to say Illinois. I keep thinking about that lack of snow over on the northeast, but Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, we're looking at some very heavy snow. We could pick up a foot of snow a little bit to the north of Detroit. So Detroit, I think, is going to miss out on the heavier amount of snow. Might pick up a couple inches, but just to the north, you're going to pick up as much as a foot. And we're also looking at a foot across southern Wisconsin and southeastern Iowa. So some very heavy snow across the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes, where we're looking at a foot of snow. We're still about several inches to go. We're only about halfway through this storm right now. And let's take a look as far as our severe weather outlook is concerned tonight. Here is our tornado watches that are currently in effect. We got a couple that expired just a while ago, but here to the east over Alabama, we got those that's going to continue till about 8 p.m. tonight. But we may see some extend as this moves further to the east as our line of storms, which are not showing any signs of weakening right now, continues to move to the east. So we're going to be seeing an extension of those tornado warning watches across the deep south tonight and through portions of Tennessee. So I expect them to see them move into eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, where we could be seeing tornado watches in effect. Northwestern Georgia, you guys get ready for that potential for tornado watches, as we're going to definitely be seeing those watches extend through the 9 and 10 o'clock hours as we head on out toward the east. And then across the south, here's again a look at our severe weather outlook for tonight. Those severe storms are very likely across the south here, as we're already seeing them taking place down across Mississippi, Alabama, and central Tennessee, especially here is where we're really going to be seeing those heavy severe thunderstorms. But we could see severe storms through Kentucky and as far north as Ohio and West Virginia into Pennsylvania and southern portions of extreme southwestern upstate New York near Buffalo. We could see some thunderstorms in that potential for severe. And in that region, our main threat is going to be some large hail and damaging winds. But down here where the dark red is where we have our tornado threat. A tornado is going to be possible through portions of Kentucky as well, but we're definitely going to be watching out for those spin-ups down across Mississippi and Alabama this evening. So if you're in that part of the country, please be careful out there and pay attention to those weather forecasts in your local area. So if you're down near Jackson and Montgomery, Hattiesburg, as well as Huntsville, down here across the dirty South, as some people like to call it down there. If you're in Mississippi and Alabama, please be weather aware and be prepared to take action should you get under a tornado warning. Alright, so here is our look at our snowfall forecast and our winter storm warning that we're seeing across eastern Iowa and southern Wisconsin and far northern Illinois tonight. So we're going to be looking at our winter storm warning continue as we can still pick up an additional 6 inches of snow across those regions in the dark blue. But our light blue is our winter weather advisory. So we're going to be seeing lighter snowfall in March. Because what's interesting about this storm, it is not dropping to the south. It's actually sliding off toward the north and east. So we're looking at a parallel effect here. So what's happening is we have what's called training, and we have bands of snow showers that is kind of moving over the same area, where down for the south we have more of a west to east push. So we're not really looking at so much as far as training of the storms is concerned, but we are seeing this along our deformation snow band across the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes this evening, and that is what's going to be adding to your snow totals tonight. All right, and we take a look at what we have to go. So we're going to be looking at a max of about 5 to 8 inches more through central Michigan and southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and eastern Iowa. So the Quad Cities, Davenport, through portions of Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison, and Detroit. Fortunately, it's going to be south of that heavy snow band, but Pontiac to the north, Lansing might just be on the very bottom of that heavy snow band. So that central to northern section of the boot of Michigan is going to be seeing that heavy snow. So Gaylord, you're going to be seeing that heavy snow. Cadillac, going to be in that heavy snow band, and we're going to be looking at another 5 to 8 inches of snow to go before everything is all said and done across the upper Midwest tonight. And here we are as our storm is going to be sliding off toward the northeast. So we're going to also be seeing some freezing rain as we have a little bit of warm air in place down near the surface. And it's going to be enough to melt some of that snow. And then a layer of cold air right above the surface is going to refreeze some of that rain as it falls. So it's going to make a layer of ice. And so we're going to be seeing a little bit of sleet and some freezing rain as well across portions of Maine, northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, upstate New York, all the way down towards Pennsylvania, Detroit, going to be seeing some of that frozen precipitation tonight. Toronto and Quebec as well. And not to Quebec, but Toronto and Montreal could be seeing some of that freezing rain and sleet tonight. So wintry precipitation across the northeast, the interior of the northeast, but once again, the 95 corridor, Boston, Massachusetts, New York, and Philly are going to miss out on that wintry precipitation. DC as well. Here we are as we talk about our weather pattern that we're going to be seeing coming up, and we're going to be seeing much of the same as we head into next week. So as we end the month of February, we're going to be seeing that warm weather across the south and the southeast, but very cold across the northwest and the plains states. So the northern plains, Minnesota, east to the Pacific Northwest, is going to be seeing colder weather and wintry weather come down. We got a couple of snowstorms that we're going to be watching. So we're going to be looking at heavy snow across the northern Rockies, the Cascades, and the Sierra Nevada as well. As we head into our week, next week, we're going to be looking at very heavy snow across that region, and we're going to be seeing our snow across the northern plains, the portions of the northeast, the Great Lakes, as well as the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest, where we have a big storm potential. Now we do have the potential for heavy snow across the Midwest, and if I was in Minneapolis, I would be paying attention to this storm about Wednesday. Right now, the models have it mostly going south of the Twin Cities, but it's going to be awfully close, how close that's going to get to the Twin Cities. So that is your weather forecast as we take a look at what's going on today and is what could be coming in the days to come. My name is Mr. G. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you guys all in the next forecast. Have a good evening and a great day tomorrow. Bye-bye.